Concussions. It's the word on everybody's radar in 2016, dating all the way back to the 1920s when prize fighters such as Gene Tunney took to the ring. Thousands flocked to the arena to watch these fights. Boxing was the biggest form of entertainment back then, but it did not come without a price for many of these athletes. Head blows from boxing were found to cause DP. DP is a type of chronic traumatic encephalopathy. This is better known as CTE, which is a neurodegenerative disease with features of dementia. CTE is an issue that has been looming over the NFL for the past 10 years. These violent, repeating head-to-head collisions continue to cause harm to many NFL players long after they've hung up the pads. CTE is found in athletes who have had repeated blows to the head. However, a definitive diagnosis can only be made post-mortem. The first official diagnosis of CTE was with Hall of Fame center for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Webster. Nicknamed Iron Mike, Webster anchored the Steelers' offensive line in the 70s and is strongly considered the best center in NFL history. His tragic death at the age of 50 stands as a symbol for the head injuries in the NFL. Sadly, the list continues on after Webster. The latest was Hall of Fame linebacker Junior Seau, who committed suicide at the age of 43, just 4 years after he retired from football. When we examine pieces of the brain, we see that pieces with CTE show signs of protein buildup and tissue degeneration. These cause early stages of dementia in former players who are trying to live their daily lives. Upon question about CTE, former NFL Commissioner Paul Tagliabue stated that, "I think this is one of these pack journalism issues. Frankly, there is no increase in concussions. The number is relatively small." The future would later tell that concussions were a real issue facing many past and present NFL players. Over the past 16 years, the National Football League has made over 40 rule changes with regards to player safety, with over half those changes coming in the past 6 years. At the start of the 2012 season, a rule change led to kickoffs starting at the 35-yard line instead of the 30. This results in more touchbacks and eliminates the highest risk of injury play in the entire game. Although, it goes without saying that football is going to have violent collisions, especially on defenseless receivers coming downfield. These players have no real way of protecting themselves when going after the ball, and that is where fans see some of the most brutal hits. Over the past 60 years, the body mass of all NFL players has grown, but specifically linemen have increased exponentially. This is leading to the number of concussions per season rising as well. In the year 2013, there were 228. Compare that to 2004, when there were only 178, and the NFL may have a growing crisis on their hands. Maybe there is more to this than just concussions. Is such a high volume of TV viewership worth destroying the lives of players? Is the Lombardi Trophy worth the risk of CTE? Many parents, including former players, are hesitant about their kids playing football, so it could be a dying breed in that manner.
If I had a son, I would be real leery of him playing.
That participation in Pop Warner football is decreasing. Lawmakers have even gone as far as to limiting tackle football until age 14. Is America's game on its way out? Could the next 10 to 20 years spell disaster for the NFL and the game of football as we know it? And are these violent hits worth too much risk to hold on to for our country's favorite game? Only time will tell, it seems, but changes are imminent.